students, first of all, I welcome you all to my 9th video on the chapter hydrocarbons of first PUC chemistry. In previous videos, we discussed alkanes, alkynes, alkenes, is it not? We discussed properties, preparation, nomenclature and isomerism of alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. Now in the today's video, let us take up one more class of hydrocarbons. It will be aromatic hydrocarbons. You have an idea of aromatic compounds. You studied that under the classification of organic compounds. As we said, aromatic hydrocarbons are the cyclic hydrocarbons containing benzene ring or benzene-like structures. They are called as aromatic hydrocarbons. And of course, as far as the term aromatic is concerned, the term aromatic is from the Latin literature, that is aroma, meaning pleasant smell. That means in earlier days, pleasant smelling compounds were considered as aromatic compounds. But nowadays, we don't classify the compounds on the basis of smell. We classify the compounds as aromatic compounds or aromatic hydrocarbons based on the properties of compounds. So, in the today's discussion, we are going to discuss something about the meaning of aromaticity. We are going to discuss something about meaning of aromaticity. Okay, now some basic aspects of aromatic hydrocarbons we are going to discuss. And as far as aromatic hydrocarbons are concerned, here we have two types of aromatic hydrocarbons. It will be, that is benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. One, it will be benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons, right? Another, it will be non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. One, it will be, yes, it is benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. Another is non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. This is the classification of aromatic hydrocarbons. As far as benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons are concerned, these are the aromatic hydrocarbons containing benzene ring. You know that, is it not? Aromatic hydrocarbons containing benzene ring are called as benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. So for example, I'll give this as an example. This is one example for, yes, it is benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbon. That is, name of this compound is benzene, is it not? This is benzene. It's an example for benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. Benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. Apart from that, I'll give one more example. That will be, yes, this is one more example for benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbon. Its name is toluene, right? This is toluene. Apart from that, I'll give one more example for the, yes, benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. It will be naphthalene. This is example for benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbon. And of course, we have this diphenyl, yes. We have this will be diphenyl, right? This is diphenyl. This is an example for, yes, it is. These are all the examples for benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons, because in all these compounds, you will find benzene ring, is it not? Aromatic hydrocarbons containing benzene ring can be called as benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. Apart from that, we have non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. Non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. That means these are the aromatic hydrocarbons which do not contain benzene ring. These compounds behave like aromatic compounds. These compounds exhibit properties of aromatic compounds, but they do not contain benzene ring. Such type of aromatic hydrocarbons are called as non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. For example, this is azulene. Azulene is an example for non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbon. Look at this. This is cyclic hydrocarbon containing 7-membered ring and 5-membered ring. This is with alternate, yes, it is double bonds and single bonds. Look at this. This is what we call it as azulene. We call it as, this is azulene. Observe this compound. We have 5-membered ring and 7-membered ring. So the one ring alli 7 carbon atoms ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ring alli 5 carbon atoms ಇದೆ. Alternate positions alli double bonds, single bonds ಇದೆ. This is what we call azulene. Example for non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. And of course, while classifying organic compounds, I gave this as an example for non-benzenoid aromatic organic compound. Look at this. I gave this as an example for non-benzenoid aromatic organic compound. This is not hydrocarbon. This is not hydrocarbon because it contains oxygen. This is hydrocarbon because it contains only carbon and hydrogen. This is non-benzenoid aromatic organic compound. It is its name is tropone and okay na? This is non-benzenoid aromatic organic compound. Apart from that, we have one more example for that. Yes, non-benzenoid aromatic organic compound. And of course, this is one more example for non-benzenoid aromatic organic compound. This is tropolone. This is tropolone. So here, these are the non-benzenoid aromatic organic compounds. This is non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbon. Okay, na? So this is what we call it as classification of aromatic compounds. That is benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons and non-benzenoid aromatic hydrocarbons. And of course, as far as the discussion aromatic hydrocarbons is concerned, our first discussion is what we call it as nomenclature and isomerism. Nomenclature and isomerism in aromatic hydrocarbons. Nomenclature and isomerism in aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay, now? And of course, as far as benzene is concerned, look at this. Benzene can form only one type of monosubstituted products. Look at this. This is one example for the compound that is monosubstituted product. It is. That means benzene ring is attached with one substituent or one functional group. This is monosubstituted. Yes, it is benzene ring. It forms only one type of monosubstituted products. Now, this is what we call it as toluene. We call it as toluene in common system. Okay, now this can also be written like this. This can also be written like this. Look at this. Don't think that these two compounds are different. No, they are same compounds. Toluene can also be written like this. Both are same compounds. Okay, now because all hydrogen atoms, okay, now all hydrogen atoms attached to the benzene ring are identical. Athwa all carbon atoms in benzene ring have identical chemical behavior. Because of that, in the case of benzene, okay, na, that is benzene can form only one kind of monosubstituted products because all hydrogen atoms in benzene ring are of same type. Okay, na? This can also be written like this. Look here. This can also be written like this. This is also, yes, it is toluene. This is also toluene. Even this toluene can also be written like this. Even toluene can be written like this. This is also toluene. Okay, na? All are identical compounds. That means benzene can form only one type of monosubstituted products. Its IUPAC name is methyl benzene. Its IUPAC name is methyl benzene. Okay, na? Because they have methyl substituent. CS3 is a methyl substituent. Hagagi, all compounds are same and it is methyl benzene. And of course, at the same time, benzene can form three types of di-substituted products. Benzene can form one type of monosubstituted product, is it not? Hage, benzene can form three types of di-substituted products. Di-substituted products are the products of benzene containing two substituents. Look at this. Products of benzene containing two substituents. Look at this. This is, yes, it is one di-substituted product where two substituents are at 1-2 position. This is position number 1, position number 2. At 1-2 positions, two substituents are attached, and this is what we call it as ಆರ್ಥೋಐಸೋಮರ್ we call it as ಆರ್ಥೋಐಸೋಮರ್. ಇದನ್ನ ಆರ್ಥೋಐಸೋಮರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ two substituents are at the 1-2 position ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? And of course this can also be written like this. Look at this. This can also be written like this. ನೋಡಿ, if I write two substituents like this, this is also 1-2 isomer. This is also orthoisomer. You can write CS3 groups like two substituents like this at 1-2 positions. Here also they are at the 1-2 positions. Or you can say they can also be written like this. Look at this. They can also be written like this. This is also, yes, it is orthoisomer. Totally, if two substituents are at the 1-2 positions, ಎರಡು substituents 1-2 positions ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಇರಲವು. 1-2 positions ಅಂದ್ರೆ if they are at the adjacent to each other. Okay na? If two adjacent positions of benzene ring are occupied by substituents, that is what we call it as orthoisomers. And of course, actual name of this compound is orthoxylene in common system. Orthoxylene in common system. In IUPAC system, its name is 1,2-dimethylbenzene. In IUPAC system, it is named as 1,2-dimethylbenzene. That is, if two substituents are at the 1-2 positions, they are called as orthoisomers. And this example, particularly, it is orthoxylene. This is what we call it as orthoxylene. Similarly, if two substituents are at the 1-3 positions, nodi, look at this. This is benzene ring. Here, two substituents are at the 1-3 positions. Nodi, this is 1, 2, 3. Andre, position number 1 and position number 3 are occupied by the substituents. This is what we call it as meta-isomer. We call it as meta-isomer, and actual name of this compound is metaxylene. Actual name of this compound is metaxylene. Okay na? And this can also be written like this. Look at this. This can also be written like this. This is the CS3. This is CS3. Look at this. Here also two substituents are at the 1-3 positions. So this is also meta-isomer. This is also metaxylene. Or you can say this can also be written like this. This can also be written like this. Okay na? This is CS3. This is CS3. This is what we call it as metaxylene. This is meta-isomer. Okay na? And of course, IUPAC name is 1,3-dimethylbenzene. Its IUPAC name is 1,3-dimethylbenzene. This is meta-isomer. Okay na? Similarly, we can have, yes, it is one more isomer of disubstituted product. That is, here it is CS3 group. Here it is CS3 group. Look at this. Here two substituents are at the 1-4 positions. This is position number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Andre, position number 1 and position number 4, they are occupied by substituents. This is what we call it as para-isomer. This is what we call it as para-isomer. Yes, this is para-isomer. Its actual name is paraxylene. Its actual name is paraxylene. This is paraxylene is the name of this compound. This can also be written like this. Look at this. Look at this. This is CS3. Okay na? This is CS3. Okay na? This is also para-isomer athwa paraxylene. Or you can say this can also be written like this. This is, nodi, idu kuda paraxylene, and its IUPAC name is 1,4-dimethylbenzene. Its IUPAC name is 1,4-dimethylbenzene. This is what we call it as the nomenclature and isomerism of, yes, it is benzene and its compounds. Okay na? Look at this. This is meta-isomer, orthoisomer and para-isomers. They are three types of position isomers. There are disubstituted products. There are three types of disubstituted products possible for benzene ring. One is orthoisomer, another is meta-isomer, one more is para-isomer. Okay na? These are the three position isomers as far as disubstituted products of benzene are concerned. This is what we call it as nomenclature and isomerism in aromatic hydrocarbons. Now at this moment, we'll go to the next discussion, that will be structure of benzene. Yes. structure of benzene, right? As far as benzene is concerned, the compound benzene was discovered by the scientist Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday discovered this compound benzene for the first time in the year 1825. In the year 1825, Michael Faraday discovered the compound benzene with the molecular formula C6H6. This is the molecular formula of benzene. Look at the molecular formula of benzene containing 6 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. On the basis of this, I can easily say that benzene is characterized by high degree of unsaturation. On the basis of molecular formula, one can say that benzene should be highly unsaturated. That is, benzene is characterized by high degree of unsaturation. Because the formula of benzene doesn't correspond to the formula of alkanes. Know that the formula of alkane with 6 carbon atoms, it will be C6H14. Now the alkane with 6 carbon atom will have a formula C6H14. You know this Cn H2n plus 2. N is equal to 6 hakidre C6H14 agate. This is formula of alkane. Just observe. Alkane will have 6 carbon atom. For that, there should be 14 hydrogen atoms. But here, number of hydrogen atoms will be very, very less. There is a shortage of 8 hydrogen atoms. Even this formula doesn't correspond to the formula of alkenes. The formula of alkene with 6 carbon atoms will be C6H12. This is unsaturated because it contains carbon to carbon double bond. This is saturated. Alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons. Alkenes are unsaturated hydrocarbons because that is alkenes contain 1 carbon to carbon double bond. Look at this. An alkene with 6 carbon atoms will have 12 hydrogen atoms, but we have here only 6 hydrogen atoms. Alkyne with the 6 carbon atoms should have a formula. Yes, it is C6H10. That is Cn H2n minus 2 is a general formula of alkynes. If I keep n is equal to 6 here, that is, there should be 10 hydrogen atoms. This is the formula of alkynes. That is, the formula of benzene doesn't correspond to the formula of alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. And at the same time, look at this. If number of hydrogen atoms for a hydrocarbon with same number of carbon atoms decreases, not really. In all these hydrocarbons, 6 carbon atoms we have, and of course the number of hydrogen atoms will goes on decreasing. Here we have 14 hydrogen atoms, here we have 12 hydrogen atoms, here we have 10 hydrogen atoms. That means as the number of hydrogen atoms decreases for a given number of carbon atoms, the degree of unsaturation increases. That means this particular alkene is more unsaturated compared to alkane, and this particular alkyne is more unsaturated compared to, yes, it is alkene. Illi carbon to carbon double bond idre, illi carbon to carbon triple bond ide. Gottide, alkynes are more unsaturated than alkenes. Alkenes are more unsaturated than alkanes. Hagagi, as the number of hydrogen atoms for a given number of carbon atoms decreases, degree of unsaturation increases. Just observe the number of hydrogen atoms in benzene, only 6 hydrogen atoms. That's why the number of hydrogen atoms for a given number of carbon atoms will be 2 less, and therefore benzene seems to be highly unsaturated. But actually, based on the formula, one can predict that benzene should be highly unsaturated. But if you look at the properties of benzene, it doesn't show the properties of unsaturated hydrocarbons. That is, the properties of unsaturated hydrocarbons will be addition reactions. Or the unsaturated hydrocarbons undergo addition reactions easily. But benzene doesn't undergo addition reactions easily, even though it seems to be highly unsaturated. It doesn't undergo addition reactions easily. Rather, benzene undergoes substitution reactions easily. Benzene undergoes substitution reactions easily. So this is the unusual property of benzene. So one has to give the structure to the benzene in order to satisfy all the properties of benzene. That is, structure of benzene should be given in order to satisfy all the properties of, yes, it is benzene. And of course, As far as the structure of benzene is concerned, for the first time, the scientist Kekulé has given the structure of benzene. The scientist Kekulé gave the structure of benzene in the year 1865. Look at this. After the 40 years of discovery, the structure of benzene was given by Kekulé. Now, in order to give structure to the benzene, Kekulé used some of the properties of benzene. You know, the structure should be given based on the properties of compound. That is, as you know that benzene can form only one type of monosubstituted product. As I said, benzene will form only one type of monosubstituted product. This is one property that Kekulé used in order to assign structure to the benzene. Apart from that, he used one property, that is, when benzene C6H6, if it undergoes hydrogenation in presence of nickel catalyst, when benzene undergoes hydrogenation in presence of nickel catalyst, it produces cyclohexane. Look at this. Benzene undergoes hydrogenation to produce cyclohexane. Interesting thing, observe, in the cyclohexane, the 6 carbon atoms are present in cyclic ring. Same thing can be expected in the benzene ring also. This is another property that Kekulé used in order to give structure to the benzene. Third property it was, when benzene undergoes ozonolysis. When benzene undergoes ozonolysis. Just remember, you studied that particular ozonolysis in alkenes. Benzene undergoes ozonolysis to give benzene triozonide. When benzene undergoes ozonolysis, it produces benzene triozonide. Formation of triozonide indicates the presence of 3 carbon-to-carbon double bonds. Formation of benzene triozonide indicates the presence of 3 carbon-to-carbon double bonds. Based on these properties of benzene, Kekulé assigned one structure to benzene. Kekulé assigned one structure to benzene. That is, according to Kekulé, benzene contains a cyclic ring of 6 carbon atoms. Cyclic ring of 6 carbon atoms. That is, 6 carbon atoms are involved in cyclic ring to form cyclic hexagon with alternate carbon-to-carbon single bonds and double bonds. Observe here. Carbon-to-carbon double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond. There are the alternate positions. And each carbon atom of benzene is attached with one hydrogen. This is the structure given by Kekulé for benzene. This is what we call it as Kekulé's benzene. This is what we call it as Kekulé's benzene. In bond line representation, Kekulé's benzene can be written like this. In bond line representation, Kekulé's benzene can be written like this. Just observe, this is bond line representation of Kekulé's benzene. So this is the structure of benzene given by Kekulé in order to satisfy properties of benzene. No doubt, Kekulé's structure of benzene explained some of the properties of benzene, but it could not explain many properties of benzene. This structure of benzene has got its own drawbacks. Now let us see drawbacks of the Kekulé's benzene. Okay, na? We'll see that. Yes. The drawbacks of Kekulé's benzene. We'll see that. Yes. Yes, it is. The drawbacks of this benzene is, look at this. If at all, this is a structure of benzene. Look at this. This structure of acetic benzene will allow you to write 2 orthodibromobenzenes. One corresponding to this. Look at this. This is one possible orthodibrombenzene for this structure. Another possible orthodibrombenzene is this. Look at this. One more possible orthodibrombenzene for orthodibrombenzene is this. Look at this. These are the two possible orthodibromobenzenes. If at all, this is the structure of benzene. If Kekulé structure of benzene is correct, benzene should form two types of orthodibromobenzenes. One corresponding to this structure, another corresponding to this structure. Look at these two structures. In this structure, two bromine atoms are attached to the, look at this, two bromine atoms are attached to the carbon atoms held together by single bond. Here it is. In this structure, two bromine atoms are attached to the carbon atoms linked by double bond. Because of that, if at all this is a structure of benzene, benzene should form two types of orthodibromobenzenes. But actually, benzene will form only one type of orthodibromobenzen. Experimental ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಥೋಡೈಬ್ರೋಮೊಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೆಕ್ಯುಲೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎರಡು ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್ ಆರ್ಥೋಡೈಬ್ರೋಮೊಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಬರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ in order to justify the formation of one orthodibromobenzen, Kekulé has given some alternative structure to the benzene. According to Kekulé, that is benzene is characterized by two types of structures. Like benzene is characterized by two types of structure. Look at this. These are the two possible structures for benzene according to Kekulé. And these two structures are interconvertible. That means in the case of benzene, according to Kekulé, the positions of double bonds are not fixed. The positions of double bonds will be keep on changing. One is converted to another. Look at this. If I shift double bond here, this will be shifted here, this will be shifted here. Therefore, this structure is readily converted to this structure. That means benzene is interconvertible form of two structures. Benzene ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ one structure ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ because of these two interconvertible structures, that benzene forms only one type of orthodibromobenzen. This is the justification given by Kekulé, okay na, for the fact that why benzene form only one type of orthodibromobenzen. And of course that's why Kekulé has suggested oscillating nature of double bonds in benzene ring. That means the positions of double bonds in benzene ring are not fixed. They are changing. They are, yes, it is oscillating. Their positions will be changing. Okay, na? Therefore, benzene will form only one type of orthodibromobenzen. So that is the justification given by, yes, it is Kekulé. In spite of this justification, even Kekulé structure could not explain many properties of benzene. There are some limitations for the, yes, it is Kekulé structure. One limitation of Kekulé structure is, that is, Kekulé structure could not explain unusual stability of benzene. Benzene ring is highly stable. That high stability of benzene ring cannot be explained by Kekulé structure. That is one drawback of the one limitation of Kekulé structure. Second drawback is, as I said, due to the presence of double bonds in benzene ring, benzene should undergo addition reactions. But benzene doesn't prefer to undergo addition reactions. Rather, it prefers to undergo substitution reactions. Why benzene prefers to undergo substitution reactions rather than addition reactions? For that question, no answer in Kekulé structure. So these are the two major drawbacks of Kekulé structures. Okay, na? In order to account for these drawbacks of Kekulé structure, we should go for the, the resonance structures of benzene, or I can say orbital structure of benzene. We can make use of resonance structure of benzene and orbital structure of benzene in order to explain the drawbacks of the Kekulé structure. Okay, na? And of course, in giving a structure of benzene, in giving the structure of benzene by Kekulé, there is yes, it is one dream behind this particular structure. ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ಗೆ ಕೆಕುಲೆ ಈ ತರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಒಂದು ಕನಸಿದೆ. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು 1825 ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಆದರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು 40 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ. Just observe, there is a huge gap, ಹೌದಾ? And of course, it took, the scientists took many years to decide the structure of benzene. because of its unusual property, unusual stability. ಹೌದಾ? ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ he was studying on the structure of benzene. ಹೌದಾ? ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅವನು ಈ 6 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಮುಂದೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಚೈನ್ಸ್ ಅವನ ಮುಂದೆ ಓಡಾಡ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಹಾವುಗಳು ಅವನ ಮುಂದೆ ಆ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಹಾವುಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಓಡಾಡುತ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಹೌದಾ? ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟ್ವಿಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತವೆ ಹಾವುಗಳು. ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಆವಾಗ ಆ ಹಾವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಚೈನ್ಸ್ ತರ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹಾವು ತನ್ನ ಬಾಲವನ್ನು ತನ್ನ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ he observed, he has seen one snake with his tail in his mouth. ಆಗ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರಿ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಬೆಂಜಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾಕೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಓಪನ್ ಚೈನ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರದಂಗೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಚೈನ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಆವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕನಸಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹಾವು ತನ್ನ ಬಾಲವನ್ನ ತನ್ನ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೋಡಿ ಇದೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ದ ಮೌತ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ನೇಕ್, ದಿಸ್ ಅ ಟೇಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹಾವು ತನ್ನ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನ ಬಾಲವನ್ನ ಕಚ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಈ ತರ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ತಾನೆ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಬೆಂಜಿನಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾಕೆ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ one dream behind this particular structure by Kekulé, and of course this is what we call it as Kekulé structure. Okay, no doubt this Kekulé structure could not explain all the properties of benzene, but one should give much importance to the work of Kekulé in giving structure to the benzene. Okay, na? So let us see what we call it as resonance structure and orbital structure of benzene. Agudala, we'll see that. Yes. Now let us see resonance structure and stability of benzene ring. That is resonance structure and stability of benzene. That is the next discussion. That structure given by valence bond theory based on the resonance. According to valence bond theory, that is benzene is a resonance structure of two contributing structures. That is given by Kekulé. Look at this. This is one resonance structure. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ resonance structures can be written by changing position of electron pairs but not the position of atoms in a molecule. This is one resonance structure. Just observe, double bonds and single bonds are at the alternate positions, and it's one more resonance structure I can write like this by changing the position of double bonds. Look at this, I am changing the position of electron pairs, bonded electron pairs. Then you are going to get this is another resonance structure. This is resonance structure 1, this is resonance structure 2. Just observe, these two structures are given by Kekulé. These are the major contributing structures to the resonance hybrid of benzene. You know this resonance hybrid, according to valence bond theory, benzene is resonance hybrid of these two resonance structures given by Kekulé. And this resonance hybrid can be written by writing circle inside the cyclic hexagon. This is resonance hybrid of benzene. This is what we call it as the actual structure of benzene. According to valence bond theory, benzene is a resonance hybrid of two contributing structures given by Kekulé. These are the two major contributing structures to the resonance hybrid. Nodi, resonance hybrid ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಫ್ ಐ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಓವರ್ ದಿಸ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ತರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಎಸ್, ಈ ತರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಆಗ the mixture of these two structures will be like this. This is what we call it as resonance hybrid of benzene. And of course here in this particular resonance hybrid, just observe the 6 pi electrons in benzene ring or delocalized. Because of that delocalization, what happens, energy of benzene ring will be decreased. Due to the decrease in energy of benzene ring, what happens, stability increases. As energy of a system decreases, stability increases. Due to the delocalization of pi electrons. Delocalization and positions of double bonds will be changing. That is, positions of the pi bonds will be changing. Pi electrons, electrons involved in pi bonding. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 3 ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ 3 ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 6 pi electrons are involved in delocalization. That means that is delocalization refers to the, yes, it is moment of pi electrons. Okay, na? That is just that I can write one structure can be converted to another structure by changing position of pi electrons. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ pi electrons are said to be delocalized. Because of that delocalization, that is energy of benzene ring will be decreased. Therefore, benzene is highly stable. Okay, na? And of course, I can make use of orbital structure of benzene. I can make use of orbital structure of benzene also in order to account for what we call it as high stability and other properties of benzene. Okay, na? Now we'll see orbital structure of benzene. Yes. Let us see orbital structure of benzene. Okay, na? That is structure of benzene based on the state of hybridization of carbon atoms. In the case of benzene, we have 6 carbon atoms. Each 6 carbon atom benzene ring is sp2 hybridized. Each carbon atom in benzene ring is sp2 hybridized. The nature of the sp2 hybridized carbon atom. This is sp2 hybridized carbon atom that contains 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. Look at this. These are the 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals, each containing 1 electron. Now the 4th orbital is pz orbital. 4th orbital is pz orbital, that is unhybridized pz orbital. This p orbital not involved in hybridization. Now these 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals, they are present in one plane, and pz orbital is mutually perpendicular to the plane of 3 sp2 hybridized orbitals. ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಕೂಡ sp2 hybridized ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? Each carbon atom has got, yes, it is 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. Look at this structure. Here I got 6 carbon atoms. So the 6 carbon atoms is there. Each carbon atom I have shown 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. In this structure, in this diagram, I have not included p orbitals. pz orbitals anna ee diagram alli ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸಿಲ್ಲ. ಬರೀ 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಗೆ 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals ಇದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಗೆ 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 3 sp2 ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals ಇದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals ಇದೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, all sp2 hybrid orbitals, they are half-filled, means each sp2 hybrid orbital contain 1 electron. If an orbital contain 1 electron, it is called half-filled hybrid orbital. Avada? Here, 2 sp2 hybrid orbital of each carbon atom. 2 sp2 hybrid orbitals of each carbon atom overlap with sp2 hybrid orbitals of adjacent carbon atoms. ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಮೇಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ 2 sp2 ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ವಿತ್ sp2 ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಇವೆರಡು ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಇವೆರಡು ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 2 sp2 ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಚ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ವಿತ್ sp2 ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸೆಂಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 2 sp2 hybrid orbitals of each carbon overlap with sp2 hybrid orbitals of adjacent carbon atoms. So and that is end to end overlapping. Ivella overlapping idella avenavo end to end overlapping. Nimage gottide, whenever there is a end to end overlapping of half filled sp2 hybrid orbitals of carbon atoms, there should be a formation of carbon to carbon single bond. Whenever there is a end to end overlapping, that results in the formation of carbon to carbon sigma bond. Hagadre, in the case of benzene, there are 6 carbon to carbon single bonds ಅಥವಾ carbon to carbon sigma bonds, because these yes, this is one sigma, this is another sigma. Look at this, there are 6 carbon to carbon sigma bonds, and after the formation of 6 carbon to carbon sigma bonds, look at this, each carbon atom is left with one sp2 hybrid orbital containing one electron. ಈ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು sp2 ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ sp2 ಹೈಬ್ರಿಡ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ this half filled sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon overlap with 1s atomic orbital of hydrogen. That overlaps with 1s atomic orbital of hydrogen. ನೋಡಿ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಹೈಡ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? Look at this, s orbital is spherical, ಹೌದಾನೆ? s orbital ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, spherical orbital ತಾನೆ ಅದು, ಹೌದಾ? That is the remaining sp2 hybrid orbitals of carbon atom overlap with s orbital of hydrogen to form, yes, it is 6 CH sigma bonds. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 6 CC sigma bond ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಜೊತೆಗೆ 6 CH sigma bonds ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಯ್ತು. There are 6 CC sigma bonds and 6 CH sigma bonds, and that is they are produced by end to end overlapping, ಹೌದಾ? So this is how 6 CC bonds and 6 CH sigma bonds are produced in a molecule of benzene. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನಾವು ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು ಸಿಗ್ಮಾ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಸಿಗ್ಮಾ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ, C2C ಸಿಗ್ಮಾ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ CH ಸಿಗ್ಮಾ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾನು ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಈಚ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಒನ್ pz ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ p ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು p ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದು 2 ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಒಂದು p ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, p ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಡಂಬೆಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು pz ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೈನ್ perpendicular to the plane of 6 carbon atoms. All 6 carbon atoms present in one plane, ಹೌದಾ? And perpendicular to the plane of the 6 carbon atoms, ಓಕೆನಾ? Each carbon atom is characterized by pz orbital. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ pz orbital ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? All these pz orbitals are characterized by one electron, ಹೌದಾ? And just observe, these pz orbitals close enough to form sidewise overlapping. ಈ half filled pz orbitals ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, they are close enough to undergo sidewise overlapping. ಈ pz orbitals ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ sidewise overlap ಆಗ್ತವೆ. Look at this is sidewise overlapping above and below the plane, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ C1 C2 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ pz orbitals ಈ ರೀತಿ sidewise overlap ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. This is one possibility, ಹೌದಾ? Another possibility of sidewise overlapping is between C3 C4 carbon. Look at this. This is one more possibility of sidewise overlapping between C3 C4 carbon. Another possibility, notice, this is what we call it as one more possibility of sidewise overlapping. Look at this, between C5 C6, and that results in the formation of 3 pi bonds. That results in the formation of 3 carbon to carbon pi bonds. ಇದು ಒಂದು pi bond, ಇದು ಒಂದು pi bond, ಇದು ಒಂದು pi bond, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ, and with respect to this sidewise overlapping, I can write the structure of benzene as it is for this particular overlapping like this. ಇಲ್ಲಿ sidewise C1 C2 overlap ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು pi bond ಬರುತ್ತೆ. C3 C4 overlap ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು pi bond ಬರುತ್ತೆ. C5 C6 sidewise overlapping ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. This is one Kekulé structure corresponding to this sidewise overlapping. This is one possibility. Another possibility, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, C1 C2 C3 C4 C5 C6 ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, sidewise overlapping ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ, if I say this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, another possibility ನೋಡಿ, between C2 C3 ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ, ಹೀಗೂ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. This is one more possibility of sidewise overlapping. ಅಥವಾ C4 C5 ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. This is another possibility of sidewise overlapping, ಓಕೆನಾ? And one more possibility means C6 C1 ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. This is one more possibility of sidewise overlapping. Corresponding to this sidewise overlapping, I can write the structure of benzene like this. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು sidewise overlapping ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ತಾನೆ, this is double bond, ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ತಾನೆ, this is double bond, ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ತಾನೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ double bond, ಹೌದಾ? Just observe, these two are the structures given by Kekulé. they are interconvertible. So these are the two possible sidewise overlappings as far as yes, it is the sidewise overlapping of the pz atomic orbitals are concerned. Okay, na? And of course, as far as benzene is, if at all this is a structure of benzene, if any one of these two are the structures of benzene, ಇವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್. ಹೌದಾ? ಇವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೂ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಲೆಂತ್ಸ್, ಒನ್ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್, another corresponding to carbon to carbon single bond. Carbon to carbon double bond length is 133 pm. Carbon to carbon single bond length is 154 pm. These are the two possible bond length values one should expect corresponding to these two structure. ಈ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಾಗೆ ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಒಂದು ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಲೆಂತ್ 133 pm ಇರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಲೆಂತ್ 154 pm ಇರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಎರಡು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ಆರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ 139 pm. ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ one should expect two carbon to carbon bond length values. But actually benzene has got only one carbon to carbon bond length value. All carbon to carbon bond length values are same, and that is equal to 139 pm. That means it is greater than 133 pm and less than 154 pm. Andre carbon to carbon bond length in benzene is in between 133 and 154 pm picometer. And because of that, what I can expect at this moment, as far as sidewise overlapping is concerned, and this is one possibility. At the same time, this particular p orbital may overlap like this also, it may overlap like this also, it may overlap like this also. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಮಗೆ ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಈಗ ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಮಗೆ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, and there is an equal possibility of this orbital to overlap like this also. ಈಗ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇದು ಹೀಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಹೌದ್ ತಾನೆ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಬಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ sidewise overlapping with adjacent pz orbitals, there is it is delocalization of pi electrons above and below the plane of it is cyclic hexagon. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಬೆನ್ಸಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a pi cloud above the plane of 6 carbon atoms as well as below the plane of 6 carbon atoms. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ as far as actual structure of benzene is like this. Now look at this, there is a cyclic hexagon of 6 carbon atoms. ಈ ರೀತಿ cyclic hexagon of 6 carbon atoms ಇದೆ. Each carbon atom is attached with it is 6 hydrogen. Each carbon atom is attached with 1 hydrogen. ಹೌದಾ? ಈ ರೀತಿ cyclic hexagon ಇದೆ. Because of that equal probability of sidewise overlapping with adjacent pz orbital. ಹೌದಾ? What I can expect, there is it is delocalization of it is pi electrons, 6 pi electrons above the plane as well as below the plane. Because of that, just observe, there is a it is cloud of pi electrons above the plane of 6 carbon atoms and also below the plane of 6 carbon atoms. ಈ ರೀತಿ a cyclic hexagon of 6 carbon atoms is sandwiched between a cloud of pi electrons. Because of that, all carbon to carbon bond length values are same and is equal to 139 pm, which is less than 154 pm and greater than 133 pm. Because of that, benzene neither contains carbon to carbon single bonds nor contains carbon to carbon double bonds. That means benzene doesn't contain pure carbon to carbon double bonds. And because of that, benzene doesn't undergo addition reactions easily. Benzene ring ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಬಾಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಸೈಡ್ ವೈಸ್ ಓವರ್ಲಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a delocalization of pi electrons, okay na, above and yes it is below the plane of yes it is cyclic hexagon of 6 carbon atoms. ಈ ರೀತಿ delocalization ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is a cloud of pi electrons above the plane and below the plane of cyclic hexagon, and because of that all carbon to carbon bond length values are same. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ benzene ring ಅಲ್ಲಿ we don't find any pure carbon to carbon double bonds, and because of that this particular benzene doesn't show the properties of double bonds, like it doesn't undergo addition reactions easily, rather it undergoes substitution reactions easily, and that too electrophilic substitution reactions. That means benzene ring can attract electrophiles easily due to the presence of pi cloud above the cyclic ring and below the cyclic ring. ಈ pi cloud, pi electron cloud above the cyclic and below the cyclic ring ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ pi cloud ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ electrophiles ಅನ್ನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ benzene ring undergoes electrophilic substitution reactions easily. Benzene ring undergoes electrophilic substitution reactions easily. So because of that, yes it is, benzene ring is highly stable and of course doesn't show the properties of carbon to carbon double bond. Okay na? So ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the actual structure of benzene is cyclic hexagon of 6 carbon atoms with a pi electron inside, with a pi electron cloud. Yes it is inside the cyclic hexagon. That pi electron cloud can be represented by yes it is circle inside the cyclic hexagon. This is what we call it as actual structure of benzene ring due to this particular yes it is sidewise overlapping. ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ? Yes, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ? So this is what we call it as actual structure of benzene. Now at this moment we'll go to the next discussion, that is meaning of aromaticity by Huckel's rule. Okay na? We'll see that. Yes. Now let us see the meaning of aromaticity based on Huckel's rule. That is what kind of cyclic hydrocarbons can be called as aromatic hydrocarbons, aromatic compounds. Okay na? How to decide whether the cyclic organic compound is aromatic or not. And I can, for that in order to classify cyclic hydrocarbons into aromatic compounds, I can make use of this Huckel's rule anteli. And as I said, that's why I am telling I was telling that the meaning of aromaticity keeps on changing from level to level. Earlier we decided aromatic compounds based on the yes it is smell. Pleasant smelling compounds were called aromatic compounds. Later we defined aromatic compounds as the compounds which contain benzene ring or benzene like structures. We call them as aromatic compounds. Now we decide aromatic compounds, that is we classify aromatic compounds on the basis of Huckel's rule. According to Huckel's rule, cyclic planar conjugated polyene. Polyene means the molecule containing more than one double bonds. Okay na? Cyclic planar conjugated polyene. Another double bond tane polyene. Cyclic planar conjugated polyene containing 4n plus 2 pi electrons. Containing 4n plus 2 pi electrons involved in delocalization are called aromatic compounds. That is cyclic planar conjugated polyene containing 4n plus 2 pi electrons involved in delocalization is called aromatic compound. Any cyclic planar conjugated polyene, conjugated andre that is the molecule containing double bonds and single bonds at alternate positions. Howda? Cyclic planar conjugated polyene containing 4n plus 2 pi electrons, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Value of n may be 0 or it may be 1 or 2. That means cyclic planar conjugated polyene containing 2, 6, 10, 14 pi electrons involved in delocalization are called aromatic compounds. Andre 4n plus ನೋಡಿ n equals 0 ಹಾಕಿ 2 pi electrons, n equals 1 ಹಾಕಿ 6 pi electrons, n equals 2 ಹಾಕಿ 10 pi electrons, n equals 3 ಹಾಕಿ 14 pi electrons. cyclic planar conjugate polyene containing any one of these numbers of pi electrons. It may contain 2 pi electrons, it may contain 6 pi electrons, 10 pi electrons, 14 pi electrons. Such type of cyclic conjugated planar ಅಂದ್ರೆ all carbon atoms should be in one plane. Planar ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, cyclic ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ conjugated ಇರಬೇಕು, ಓಕೆನಾ? And it should contain 4n plus 2 pi electrons, and these pi electrons should be delocalized. ಅಂತ ಒಂದು cyclic compounds ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Aromatic compounds ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that cyclic compound cannot be called as aromatic compounds ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಈ 4 ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಹೈಡ್ರೋಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಹಕ್ಕಲ್ಸ್ ರೂಲ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಕೆಲವನ್ನ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? Look at this. So this is what we call it as one cyclic compound, ಓಕೆನಾ? This is one cyclic compound. We call it as cyclopropynyl cation. ಇದನ್ನ cyclopropynyl cation ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ sp2 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಪ್ಲೇನಾರ್ ಇದೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಾರ್ಬೋಕ್ಯಾಟಯನ್, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಬೈ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಪ್ಲೇನಾರ್ ಇದೆ, ಓಕೆನೆ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ಇಟ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ 2 pi electrons. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಇಟ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ 2 pi electrons because 1 pi bond is produced by 2 electrons. ಒಂದು ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಒಂದು ಸಿಗ್ಮಾ ಒಂದು ಪೈ ಇರುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಒಂದು ಪೈ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನರ್ಥ? 2 pi electrons. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. Look at this. This is one more molecule. Yes, we call it as benzene. ಹೌದಾ? ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ how many pi electrons are there? 6 pi electrons. Cyclic, planar, all carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized, planar, ಹೌದಾ? Conjugated, double bonds are at the alternate positions, ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆನಾ? Conjugated, containing 6 pi electrons. Therefore, these two are aromatic compounds, aromatic hydrocarbons. Apart from that, look at this. Go for this. One more. Yes. This is what we call it as. Yes, it is double bond, and of course here we have 2 lone pairs. Okay, na? This is negatively charged carbon, carbon carrying negative charge. ಹೌದಾ? Look at this. This carries, yes, it is 6 delocalized pi electrons. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡಿಲೋಕಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಡಿಲೋಕಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಿದೆ? 6 pi electrons ಇದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ cyclo penta diinyl anion. cyclopentadienyl anion. ಇದು ಆನಯಾನ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೈಕ್ಲೋಪೆಂಟಾ ಯಾಕೆ 5 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಡೈಇನೈಲ್ ಯಾಕೆ 2 ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಡೈಇನೈಲ್, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇದು ಪ್ರೊಪೀನ್ 3 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಇದೆ. ಇನೈಲ್ 1 ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೈಕ್ಲೋಪೆಂಟಾ ಡೈಇನೈಲ್ ಆನಯಾನ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೋಡಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ cyclic ring with 7 carbon atoms ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? Let us take the cyclic ring with 7 carbon atoms. Okay, this is positively charged, this is double bond, this is double bond, this is double bond. All carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized, and of course this is cycloheptatrienyl, 3 double bonds ಇದೆ. Trienyl cation, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕ್ಯಾಟಯಾನ್. ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? ಡಿಲೋಕಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಡಿಲೋಕಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ how many electrons? 5 electrons, 6 pi electrons, ಹೌದು ತಾನೆ? Here we have 6 pi electrons. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ apart from that, look at this. One more example I'll give. This is what we call it as naphthalene, okay na? This is naphthalene, okay na? Look at this. How many pi electrons are there here? 5 bonds ಇದೆ. 5 pi bonds ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10 pi electrons, ಹೌದಾ? 10 pi electrons, ಹೌದಾ? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ cyclic conjugated planar polyene containing 10 pi electrons. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 4n plus 2 pi electrons ರೂಲ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಒಂದು cyclic conjugated planar molecule ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 pi electrons ಆದ್ರೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, 6 pi ಇರ್ಬೋದು, 10 pi ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು? ಅರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನೋಡಿ, look at this. I'll give anthracene ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. This is anthracene. ಓಕೆನಾ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ anthracene. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, 3 ಬೆಂಜಿನ್ ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, 3 2 5 7 ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. 7 ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 14 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ, ಇದು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಕ್ಕಲ್ಸ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಕೂಡ 4n + 2 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. 4n + 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ n = 3 ಹಾಕಿ, 12 + 2 ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು, 14 ಆಯ್ತು, 14 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ಹೌದಾ, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫಿನಂಥ್ರಸಿನ್ ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆನಾ, ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್. ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್. ಎಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ as ಫಿನಂಥ್ರಸಿನ್. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪೈ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, 3 2 5 7 ಇದೆ, 14 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಿನಂಥ್ರಸಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ anthracene. This is phenanthracene. Look at this role. Yes, it is aromatic compounds. Okay, they follow. Yes, it is our Huckel's rule. All are, yes, it is conjugated, plain or cyclic compounds. So that ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ cyclic ring ಇದೆ, and they follow 4n + 2 pi electrons. 4n + 2 pi electrons ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. 4n + 2 pi electrons ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು. 2 ಯಾಕೆ, n = 0 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 2 ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. 6 ಇರಬಹುದು. 6 ಯಾಕೆ, n = 1 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 6 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 10 ಇರಬಹುದು, 10 ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆ, n = 2 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 10 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 10 ಬರ್ಬೋದು. n = 3 ಹಾಕಿ 14 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎನಿ ಸೈಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಾಂಜುಗೇಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಆರ್ ಪಾಲಿನ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ either 2 pi or 6 pi or 10 pi or 14 pi electrons is aromatic. ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನು, aromatic hydrocarbons according to Huckel's rule. If the molecule doesn't obey, that is our, yes, it is Huckel's rule, then the molecule is not aromatic. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, I'll give one example where the molecule doesn't obey our Huckel's rule. Yes, ನೋಡಿ ಇದು 8 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೈಕ್ಲೋ ಆಕ್ಟಾಟ್, ಎಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೆಟ್ರಾಯಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. 8 ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆಟಮ್ಸ್, 4 ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್. 4 ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 8 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ, 8 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ 4n + 2 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಡಸಂಟ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಅವರ್ 4n + 2 ಪೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ, 0 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 6 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, 2 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 10 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ, 8 ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅರೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್. ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್, you can decide whether the molecule is aromatic or not on the basis of Huckel's rule. ಆಗ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ. So this is what we call it as Huckel's rule of aromaticity. So now let us see, that is preparation of benzene. Okay, na? We have just 2 methods to be discussed as per your NCERT textbook. We'll see preparation of, yes, it is benzene. Okay, na? And as far as benzene is concerned, benzene can be prepared by 2 methods. One by decarboxylation reaction, another by reduction reaction. We'll see one by one. Okay, na? Preparation of benzene. Yes. That is first method by decarboxylation reaction. Yes. This is one reaction that I can make use of in order to prepare benzene. Okay, na? If sodium benzoate, look at this. This is sodium benzoate. This is sodium benzoate. Okay, na? This name of the compound is sodium benzoate. You know, in order to bring about decarboxylation, we make use of soda lime. We discussed it in the previous videos. Soda lime is fused mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. When sodium benzoate is heated with soda lime, sodium hydroxide fused with calcium oxide, carbon dioxide is removed, CO2 is removed in the form of, look at this, Na2CO3. Decarboxylation refers to the removal of carbon dioxide. In order to remove carbon dioxide, I can make use of fused mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. And this mixture removes carbon dioxide in the form of Na2CO3. Then look at this now. This H is attached to benzene ring. Then you will have with, yes, it is, this is benzene plus Na2CO3. This is what we call it as preparation of benzene by decarboxylation reaction. Okay, na? Apart from that, I can Prepare benzene by reduction. Reduction refers to the removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen. When phenol, look at this. This is phenol. When phenol reacts with, yes, it is heated with zinc metal. When phenol is heated with zinc metal, look at this. Zinc removes oxygen. That is reduction of phenol leads to, yes, it is benzene. This is benzene. Okay, na? This is one more method for the preparation of benzene. When phenol is heated with zinc metal, you are going to get benzene. Your removal of oxygen in the form of zinc oxide takes place. That's why it is reduction reaction. Here, this is decarboxylation because removal of carbon dioxide takes place in the form of sodium carbonate, and that results in the formation of benzene. These are the two methods that you need to discuss as far as preparation of benzene is concerned. Okay, na? So in the next video, we'll see the properties of benzene. Okay, na? That completes the chapter hydrocarbons. In the next video, we'll finish this particular chapter. Okay, na? Thank you. Right.